Chili's with Chris. He's treating us to an anniversary dinner, so I'll show you what we eat. Just stay tuned. Okay, we had some chips and salsa to start with. I had a small cup of baked potato soup, and then we were just waiting and chatting before our main course arrived, which I had the quesadillas, and Chris had a bacon cheeseburger, and my husband had a cheeseburger also. All the food here at this Chili's in Hanover was terrific. Look at that burger. I've never seen a big burger like that before. Okay, I'm gonna show you my famous beef stew. It's nothing special, but this is how I make beef stew. Share in the comment section if you do it in a different way. I'd love to hear about it. Well, here are the beef cubes. I chopped them all up, and then I will add some flour there. And I just coat them with a light coating of flour. This is the way I was taught. I'm not really sure exactly what the flour does. I think it keeps the beef moist. And so I'm going over to the stove here, and we're going to melt a little bit of butter, margarine, Crisco. Whatever you have on hand is what you want to use. We want to heat up the pan first, and then we're going to put in some margarine, and then we're going to add the beef to it. So I have a little bit of margarine that I'm melting here. And then I am going to add the beef cubes there and cook them till there's no pink or red shown. So that's what we're going to do here. And I think this process is probably similar to a lot of beef stews. Like I said before, comment in the comment section if you have something different that you want to share. So here we go, cooking up the meat, and now it's just waiting for the meat to be finished. As you can see, the meat is browning, and this is a simple, easy beef stew to make. About a pound and a half of beef cubes in here is what I have in here right now. Beef stew is one of those winter meals that I always love to make. I'm gonna make a big batch and put it in the freezer for later when I'm in the mood for beef stew. It's evening time here, and I figured this would be a good time to make this beef stew and have it ready for us when we're ready to eat it. Next step is to add the water. I add between 2 and 3 cups. I want the beef covered. As you can see, the water is covering the beef. We are now going to bring this to a boil and then simmer for about an hour or so before adding the potatoes and carrots. Now we have the potatoes and carrots all chopped up and ready to put in the beef stew when it is time to do so. I first will put in the potatoes and then later on add in the carrots, as the potatoes do take longer to cook. So we add the potatoes first. So I guess you can put any vegetables in here, but strictly original beef stew, classic beef stew, is made with potatoes and carrots. I omit the onions because they do bother my stomach, but most people do add onions to this. So I have the potatoes in first cooking, and we're going to cook them up just a little bit. And we want them to be fork tender before we add anything else to this beef stew. I just love this meal. It just screams comfort food to me. So then I will add in the carrots and mix them all together here and let them cook up a bit and meld with the potatoes and the beef to make a very nice beef stew. And like that, beef stew is done. Easy peasy. I have a lot of classic recipes on my channel, so just go over and take a look, and I will link a couple up above. I am doing some baking now. I mixed together some pumpkin bread. You know the process, that's a simple process. And I'm gonna pour it into this pan, this springform pan. Sometimes I use love pans, so today I feel like a springform. So that's what I'm gonna use. Bake it at 350, and I'll show you when it comes out. Here we go, let's pop it in. 350-degree oven. Should take about an hour because it's thick. I'll show you when it comes out. Now, the pumpkin bread is a basic pumpkin bread recipe. Nothing fancy about it. It's a Martha Stewart's one. I always use it because it comes out great. So, I'll link it down below for you and enjoy. Here we go, my nice pumpkin bread. We're gonna let it cool now. It's cooked. And there's some cracking on top, but that doesn't bother me. Just want a nice piece of pumpkin bread. Since we're in the fall, Christmas will be here before you know it, and I would love to start eating Christmas food then. And there's the lovely inside of the pumpkin bread. So we're going to end this montage with driving through Lancaster and finding this Haynes shoe house. It used to be open to the public, but now it looks like it's a private Airbnb type event where you can stay there overnight. But there's a lot of history with the Haynes shoe house, and if you're ever in Lancaster, do not forget to visit this site. So I will end this vlog here, and I will see you next week with another week in my life.